So TikTok came out this week saying that they are not a social media platform. And I want to read this to you guys before we get started. And to us, this is fascinating that a social media company, and we will define it as a social media company, is saying that they're not that. And this comes directly from them. Like this was Cartoon Weiss, head of global agency and accounts at TikTok, described the app in her keynote as an entertainment platform, not a social media.
Why? That's kind of the big one.
But what is social? If they're not social media, what is social media? Because is YouTube?
Well, and that's a hard one because YouTube is technically social. It is technically social, but in my mind, YouTube is still a search engine. So Merriam-Webster, if you want to check that out, or dictionary.com, or anything else that defines words, social media is usually a place where people are able to gather together, share created content with one another.
Don't they do that on TikTok though?
They do.
Okay.
But one of the things in that article on that they pointed out was that I think it's less than 20%, maybe even less than 10%, actually utilize TikTok's peer-to-peer messaging system that exists.
So approximately 15% use the direct messaging functionality.
Right. So in the direct messaging that you see, YouTube does not have this. You have the ability to set up an email and get email sent, but not messaging. Facebook has that direct messaging, and subsequently Instagram and WhatsApp, and they're all fairly connected, whether they tell you that or otherwise. And then other platforms, LinkedIn has this, your ability to just directly reach out to people. What is interesting is just because people don't use it, does that change the dimension or the definition? Because there are a lot of features that TikTok has that the other platforms subsequently have used. The entire video format that we use now is TikTok at this point. The Reels, the Facebook videos, the YouTube Shorts are all just cloning from TikTok. So do features and the uses thereof determine whether something is social media?